So I was working at Dixon Racing. I started there in end of 2019, started 2020, and he was one of the horses that was being trained there. So I instantly fell in love with him, and I knew I had to have him from the start. He was always a very special horse. He's very quirky and he was very different, and he had such a presence about him that I had to have him.
Look at Musculus. Musculus right down the outside. Musculus goes on by Northern Musculus, and home goes Musculus. Musculus too good in the last.
Yeah, so I took him home, and then we started out just doing, your basic stuff you do with an off-the-tracker, just them getting used to your riding. And I took him out to some little events, did show jumping and dressage and hacking with him. I've been riding horses my whole life, and my coach at the time was like, have you ever tried trick riding? And I went and got lessons with Holly Shields, who's one of the only trick riding coaches in Queensland. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. And yeah, ever since then, I've really loved it. Quite a few different tricks you can do, but a lot of them are kind of standing off to the side, hanging to the side, that sort of thing. A lot of the tricks were actually sort of obviously made for entertainment purposes, but there are some tricks that were used in the war and such as a hideaway and stuff like that. Mac was a trotter. He didn't have a very solid canter, so obviously they're not really supposed to canter. Just trying to build up the strength to get him into a nice stable canter so I can do stuff like that off him. I think that the standardbreds have so much ability and such good brains that any job that you sort of point them at, they're ready to go. I found Gary through the subsidised lesson program. I'd never had lessons with him before, and we both sort of came together and were like, all right, well, he hadn't really done a massive amount with standardbreds, he'd done a bit, but then he met mine and was like, he is really cool. And obviously he's not a trick riding instructor, but just through getting the horse balanced and being able to, pick up the canter and stay nice and stable within himself has obviously helped, because with trick riding you're sort of swinging yourself on and off and all sorts of stuff. So a horse obviously has to have quite a bit of balance to be able to support you in that way. But yeah, the lessons from the subsidised lesson program were really beneficial, and I don't think I probably would have been able to be where I am without them.
Yeah, I think the off-the-track program's actually remarkable. It's something good that horses that made good racehorses, they've got a life after. So they don't have to just go to the paddock and live out their days. They've got something else to enjoy. And I've watched secondhand Lily be able to retrain one and now another one. And having that off-the-track program is something vital in this industry in Queensland. And it's just good to have something to fall back on, and they've got that life after racing, which is remarkable. It's
great to have Bryce give me a hand and vice versa. He comes out and he helps me ride, and for the horses I'm trying to rehome, he comes and does all the sale footage for them. It's really, really good to have an extra hand, and his horses are flying at the moment, so hopefully they stay that way.